What's up, YouTube? Here at YCS Philly with Tyler Tabman. Just top 16'd the jump with final countdown. He had another crazy deck. He doesn't like running the decks that everyone else is running, apparently.
Just the decks that beat him.
Yep. Anything you want to say before we get started on the deck profile?
Yeah. I guess read list. I actually went undefeated basically throughout the Swiss. I went 10-0-1. I was the only undefeated, and I was ranked first in Swiss at 1500. So I just thought that was pretty cool. And I guess I'll just start in the deck profile now.
Cool.
It's 3-card D, and then I'll do some explanations at the end. For now, I'm just going to go through the deck list.
Sure.
3 Scarecrow, 1 Sangan, 1 Gores, 1 Morphine Jar. Do the 3 countdown, 3 Sark, 3 Duality, 3 One Day of Peace, 3 Upstart, and 1 Dark Hole for the spells. And that's, I believe, 9 monsters, 16 spells, and then for the traps, we have 3 Threatening Roar, 3 Wabaku, and then 3 Frozen Soul, 3 Thunder Ruler, and 3 Hope for the Escape.
Just end the battle phases and draw cards.
Basically. Alright, so I guess I'll go into some explanations of specific cards.
Sure.
First off, card D. I hated it. It gets Warning Veiler all day. Theoretically, I would definitely cut this card. I hate it.
For what?
Don't play it. 3 Jars Agreed. It's a draw card. Bates MST. Great. Morphine Jar, I guess I would keep in. I don't know. It's alright. I always cited those out. Some explanations on spells. Most of it you guys should be able to figure out. One Day of Peace is a really great card. I guess Dark Hole. Not many people are playing that. It put a countdown. But it's a really good card. You usually go Scrap Dragon, BLS, things like that can actually keep popping. You don't want that. You clear the board. Dark Arm, that happens a lot. Or just Beta Logia if you need to. Everything else is pretty generic in terms of the spells. One Day of Peace is probably one of the most broken spells. For the 3 Sarks, if you don't Sark for countdown, you always Sark for 1 day. The most really great trap, Hope for Escape. Amazing card. You pay 1,000, and then for every 2,000 difference in your life points, you and your opponents, you draw a card. So you play Upstarts. This pays 1,000. Final Countdown takes 2,000. And you can even let your opponent start hitting you for a few turns, and then Scarecrow afterward. You could take one hit, then Scarecrow the other, just so you can draw more cards. I drew 3 or 4 off this card all day.
What's the most you can draw off it usually? 4?
4 is the maximum.
Yeah. And how much of a difference is that supposed to be? 8,000 difference?
Yeah, so if I'm
So it's not going to happen that much?
Yeah, more, it's usually 2 or 3.
You're mostly drawing 2 and 3? Okay.
Yeah. Almost never 1, actually. And then in terms of traps, the Threatening and Wabakus are pretty self-explanatory, just 1 turn stalls. But these are actually, these cards are extremely important, and I'll tell you why. And then also why it helps you play around your only lose condition, which is end phase MST. Now, this one you use during the standby phase, and it skips the battle phase. And then this you can use at any point in time, actually, and your opponent skips the next battle phase. Well, you have to be 2,000 below, but you are if you're under countdown. So the thing is, let's say you're setting Wabaku, you're setting Threatening Roar, just 1 a turn. Now, but you're afraid of an end phase MST, and they're just going to OTK you. Well, if you don't have the Scarecrow, you're going to have to start Ted-ing too. Otherwise, they might, if you start setting Wabaku, Threatening Roar, they'll go attack, Wabaku, oh okay, Scrap Dragon the other, Dark Arm the other, and you start minusing. Well, you can't afford to do that. So what you can start doing to play around end phase MST if you're scared is set both of these. So you go draw phase, Thunder of Ruler, and then if they do anything afterwards, then you can chain this and they actually stack.
You can't do this draw phase though.
Sorry, standby phase.
Okay.
My bad.
Yes.
And then
don't confuse YouTube.
Yes. So Frozen Ruler actually, or Frozen Soul, stacks with Thunder of Ruler and itself, meaning the fact that this actually skips the battle phase as well as this. So they do stack on together. If you wanted to, you could set these, use this.
Wait, 1 second. Does Threatening Roar skip the battle phase too?
No. Threatening Roar and Wabaku do not skip.
What does Threatening Roar say exactly?
Threatening Roar's text is...
I can't declare an attack. Okay.
Right, so that's why those do not play around MST as well. But you can flip this and then flip all 3. They actually skip their next 4 battle phases. And I've done that a few times. Not actually 4, but I did 3 battle phases. So really good thing to play. I think that's actually it in terms of the main deck.
Explain how you have to hold on to defensive traps, I guess.
Which hold on to traps?
Whatever, don't worry about it.
Alright, well, I kind of get what you're saying. Alright, so you do have to hold on to your traps. You can't just like randomly keep hitting them, otherwise you'll start blowing them up and you'll start minusing. You have to make sure you always have a few. Because theoretically, if you set one every turn and you draw one every turn, yes, you're going to win. That's not always the case, though. You have to count for MST, Heavy Scrap Dragon, things like that, as I said before. And that's the reason you have to hold on to your like aces in the hole, such as Scarecrow and One Day of Peace. The One Day of Peace, you draw a card, and on top of that, you get one. So, yes, it's a -1, but it's actually technically a +1 in your deck for the purpose that it serves. And Scarecrow is the ace in the hole. So, you can just keep sitting one every turn, and then blow it up one turn and face MST. Oh, okay, I have Scarecrow. You always hold on to those cards. Scarecrow, you always hold on to. The most important card in the deck. And then these are also really important cards to hold on to. They're the defensive ones that play around it. The Wabaku's Threat and Wars are the ones you want to start setting and using first.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Now onto the side deck. We have 3 Lava Golem for Dino Rabbit and actually...
Samurai?
Well, I'll say in a second. So we have those for Dino Rabbit, but the card I actually only really sided all weekend was Heavy and 3 MSTs. Took out 3 card D and a Morphing Jar usually, or Doors.
Makes sense.
Along those lines, because really, theoretically, the deck is unbeatable. Obviously, it's not. But in theory, it is a really good deck, honestly. But the only thing it loses to, mostly outside of Rabbit, having Logia and whatnot, is Decree. So just count for Decree. You're usually good to go. The rest of the side is actually just all for Game 3. It's 3 Secret Barrel, 2 Poison Old Man, and 3 Golden Ladybug. 3 Golden Ladybug is actually really good. Helped me win. I actually only went to time 3 times, I believe. So I'm not trying to. I don't stall or anything. I do try to beat them as quickly as possible.
Yes.
But in case they try to stall me, which did happen, like such as round 2. That was my draw, and then I won in time. Actually, versus Chainburn, I won in time. Ladybug, you reveal, gain 500 every standby phase, so a lot of turns go by, you gain a ton of life points, you'll always win in time. And Game 3, you literally can never win due to countdown. You'll never have that much time unless you're both going... Yeah, so that's why...
There's not 20 turns in the game.
Yeah. So,
you only get 5 or 6, whatever.
So if I somehow lose Game 2, or if... For example, Game 2 is taking too long, I look at the clock, I see 30 minutes, I'll just scoop it up, put it in my side. I can even draw 1 Ladybug and all stall cards and still win in time. And then also you put in the 3 Lava Golems for that as well. But it's usually for Dino Rabbit. But like I said before, I didn't go into time that often. It was just in case. And then that's it for the side.
Extra deck.
Yes.
The most important part of the deck.
I actually only played 2 cards in the extra, but they're pretty important. Gachi, for one very rare reason, but there's no reason not to put in it. It was card D, they Veiler, sure. I play a stall card, and then I could go card D, they Veiler, okay, Gachi. Or if I really don't want my Morphing Jar, I can normal that and go Gachi.
Or even if they like Veiler your Morphing Jar when you flip it, then you can summon a card D in your hand, and if you don't want to draw 2, you can summon Gachi, I guess.
Yeah, I set card D in top 32, I believe, because I had 3 One Days, 3 Scarecrows, and then I didn't want to draw more cards, because that was auto game. And then the second card in my extra deck is actually the most important, probably. You really need it, just like in the GKs, it's really important. The Shining, you just really got to have it, guys.
Yeah, I understand. It is pretty good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate understanding how good Shining is.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it for the deck.
Any final comments?
Final comments? That was a good meta call.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.